Okay, so I had another video planned, recorded, edited, and I was actually about to drop it. Then a couple of hours later, you guys were blowing up my phone with this video from Rob from the Popular Investors channel. This video is very scathing. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times now, and he makes some incredible, scathing accusations directed at the CEO, Sam Galletti, in response to the previous activities that were carried out back in April. So you remember back in April, the CFO left, Chuck Chargal left the company. He was dismissed immediately. And immediately afterwards, Stephanie Diekman took the position of the CFO for the company. And then shortly afterwards, then we found out the CEO, Sam Galletti, ended up offloading 800,000 shares for a share price of $10 and a further 500,000 shares as a gift, essentially. And these were awarded to lenders. So this is not new news. This is something where I reached out to the IR team, the investor relations team, and they replied to me. They said Chuck's departure has nothing to do with Tattooed Chef's financials, was not because of a disagreement over the company's policies or procedures. And they also addressed Sam's selling. They said Sam's selling was based on a prior arrangement at the time the SPAC closed, hence the $10 share price. It was a privately negotiated transaction and should not reflect in any way on Sam's views of the business and the growth opportunity. So that was the investor relations reply to me regarding my concerns with Chuck leaving and the CEO selling his shares. So that was the conclusion. Now, Rob himself at the time also addressed this. You know, he used my video to pretty much clarify his thoughts. And at the time, it was the CFO probably left because he got a better offer elsewhere. And that's how we pretty much all summed it up. We capped it off, and we all bought the dips. Okay, I bought the dips, you guys bought the dips, and of course the share price has risen since then. Now in this new video, he makes these really scathing allegations to which, to be honest, I, hand on heart, don't have the answers for. Okay, I couldn't possibly have the answers. The only person that has the answers to his allegations is the CFO, Stephanie Diekman as well, Daniel Williamson. They are the people that would really truly know what is going on. But here are some of the points and allegations that he makes. Okay, so first of all, he suggests that they are illegally concealing share distribution and also deliberately filing incorrect SEC forms. Now, that's a big deal. Okay, if this turns out to be true, and that's in case exactly what they are doing, the SEC, if they were to investigate and if they were to find out, this is a massive, massive deal. He also raises a point of potential bribery, and this was linked to Chuck, the CFO, leaving, refusing to sign off on, the gifting of free shares. Now, I want to say the gifting of free shares itself to other employees or people related to the company, that's not illegal. Okay, that's not illegal at all. It happens in many businesses. It's not uncommon for people to do that. But the Popular Investor is arguing that was used to bribe the attorney. Is that potential bribery? I can't prove or disprove that. But I mean, the forms were pretty clear. It was a gift at $0. They did receive those shares and essentially got it for free. So it's a huge allegation. Again, he also suggested potential tax evasion by gifting of shares once again. Brings up the filings, which we already did back in April. And then he goes into the small print, which you can see here. The reported distribution represents a bona fide gift made by Sam Galletti. Okay, again, that was in a privately negotiated transaction. What was the purpose of that? I mean, we can't possibly know whether this was Sam Galletti's attempt to avoid paying taxes, because, I mean, we all know he is the largest stakeholder in Tattooed Chef. And if he is selling shares, of course, he would have to pay capital gains on it. But it's really alarming concerns, to be honest. And also he mentions about the CFO leaving due to a refusal to sign off on the share offering to the company's attorney and whatnot. And he brings up the form again. And as you can see here, Stephanie Diekman, she did sign it off the very next day after Chuck walked out. So Chuck left on the 15th. Stephanie was made CFO and she signed off the very next day. So these are very bold claims. And I have to say, a lot of the accusations Rob made are very, very serious. And as a result, he did say he's going to reduce his stake in Tattooed Chef, which is absolutely fair enough. I mean, the point he made is that, look, he's trying to protect his capital and also the capital of his investors. And that's key because, we are all investing our hard earned money into these companies that we believe will do well over time. And as a result, the capital that we've invested in these business will also appreciate over the long term. But with scathing allegations like this, and he's also backed up his claims with some of the filings, it does definitely increase the risk with your investment in Tattooed Chef. So I'd like to say this, and again, I want to make it very clear, I'm not making any excuses on behalf of Sam or the financial team or whatever. But if you look hard enough, you can find shady stuff. Okay, you can find potentially questionable practices in almost any business trading on the market. I mean, from the likes of Apple with their sweatshops in China, this is something that's very well known. But there's one thing that Peter Lynch has said in many interviews and also in his books: don't fall in love with any company. Okay, if the fundamentals or the financials change, then you have to consider your position. So I'm looking at this with an open mind. Okay, I am not saying Rob is wrong. I'm not saying everything he said is absolutely right. Or all I'm saying is I'm going to focus on the facts, and that's my thoughts. So my position on Tattooed Chef right now, I haven't sold a single share in the company just yet. As much as Rob is making these accusations, again, we just don't really know, okay? And as a result, it's all speculative at the moment. Yes, there were gifts made to the company's attorney. Yes, Chuck left. Yes, Sam sold 500,000 shares for a privately negotiated transaction. These are all facts, okay? But the purpose or the reason behind it, it's all speculative. It remains speculative. And one thing, the reason why I have this written on my board, you guys may have noticed this on my channel. I always have follow the facts, okay? And the fact is, right now, we just don't know, okay? I'm going to reach out to the investor relations team once again for some clarity as to what actually went on back in April. And until then, I'm not going to sell any shares. I'm not going to act on emotion. I'm not going to act on impulse, because when you act on emotion or impulse, it's 9 times out of 10 the wrong decision. So I'm going to reach out to the investor relations team for some clarity, and I will get back to you guys on this channel as soon as I hear a reply. And that's really all I can do or say at this current time with all of the information that's made public to myself and yourself as shareholders. And yeah, that's my position right now. So that's my reply to the popular investor, Rob. I think it was a fantastic video. I think he did an incredible job. And I think he made a decision that was best suited to himself. He's mitigating risk. I have complete respect for that. And, if by what he shared makes you uncomfortable holding a position, then of course, reduce your risk. It's entirely up to you. I mean, we come on YouTube and we talk about our investing ideas, but ultimately it's your money, it's your investment. So you have to do what best suits you and your portfolio. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. That's my initial reaction, and I'll keep you guys posted if I have anything else to report. Thanks.